Hi, I'm Jeni Broughton, Principal Tutor at Base Formulas Training Academy here in Melton Mowbray. Today we're going to show you how to make some simple yet creative gifts that you can give to friends and family. Don't worry about making notes, we're going to follow it up with a comprehensive blog which will give you full ingredients and full instructions on how to make the most out of it. We're going to include today some soap, lip balm, a body glitter, a shimmery body lotion, a winter hand cream, to name but a few. Enjoy it! Okay then, so first up we're going to make some soap. I've taken 225 grams of our glycerine-based melt and pour soap and chopped it into some nice little cubes. I've got my nice electric burner here and we're going to melt it a bit like you do when you melt chocolate. So we're going to get some boiling water. I'm going to put it in one of my bigger jars and just put my soap cubes in. This can be done in the microwave in short bursts, but I like to do it on the stove because it means the container gets warm and keeps the soap warmer for a little bit longer. I'm just going to pop that in there and that's going to start to warm up nicely. While my soap is starting to warm and melt down there, I'm going to prepare my fragrance and my colour. For colorants, you can do all kinds of things. Food colouring is the best option. Anything that you can eat, you can put into your soap. Don't go too mad, we don't want people looking bright purple when we're finished, so just a few drops. So I've got some lovely moulds here, a nice chocolate mould. Anything that you make chocolate in, you can make your soap in. And then I've got some nice ice cube moulds. So what I'm going to do is in my heart, I'm going to make a red colour. So I've got red food colouring. And I'm going to just put 20 drops into the bottom of my container. I'm then going to make, it's Christmas, I'm going to have green flowers. So again, I'm going to put 20 drops into my container. And then in my bigger mould, because I want to make some nice round ones, I'm going to use some powder. This is a mica pigment, so it's just a mineral powder that you can mix to make a colour. I'm going to mix it with 10 mils of coconut carrier oil. Any carrier oil will do, but I like coconut because it's smoother for the skin. You don't need much, it's just to give it a good mix. So being as it's Christmas and we like chocolates, I'm going to go for some nice chocolate brown. Beautiful colouring. You don't need a lot, a little goes a long way, and it'll also give you a bit of a shimmer too. So just a pinch really. And to mix that in, it does go everywhere, so make sure you pop your lids back on. And to give it a good stir up. And you'll see it just looks like liquid gold. Beautiful colour. I've chosen for my essential oils a blend called Christmas Spice, and this includes clove, cinnamon and orange. At the most, we're going to use 60 drops. So because I'm spreading it, I'm going to put 10 drops in these two and the rest in my other blend. Just blend your colour in with your essential oils. It's always good to have an extra spatula, and then you know you're ready to go. In the bottom of my bigger mould, I'm going to put some dried flowers. So we've got some nice rose petals here and we've got some nice rose buds. So I'm just going to sprinkle a few into the bottom of my mould. I'll do 3 with and 3 with the other. And then when my soap goes in, when it turns out, you'll see how pretty it looks. There we are, just put 3s and 5s if you're putting the bigger items in, they always look better. There we are, that's ready for my soap. Okay, that's nearly melted. Remember when you're taking your container out, the glass can become quite hot, so do get a cloth or an oven mitts are always useful. If you keep it quite low, it doesn't do too badly. Bring it out and pop it on your work surface. And as you can see, that's all nicely melted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour my soap into my colour. This container's not too hot. And we'll see a beautiful rich colour. Looks good, smells good enough to eat, let alone looks good enough to eat. Then we just pour them into our soap molds. Again, if you wanted to pop your botanical in here so that when it had set you could see it, you might be creative and have little plastic Father Christmases or snowmen to go in. Now this time I'm going to mix some of my soap into my colour and my essential oil. This is really chocolatey, and just pop it straight back in. Mineral powder is often used for makeup. It can be added into nail polishes. You often find it in glittery lip balms. I've gone about halfway up. There we are. I'm going to pop that in the fridge and we'll have a look at those later. Next on my list then, lip balm. Really simple. Something nice and handy to have in your handbag is always great for friends and family. It's one of those things that everybody goes out without, and especially in the winter. So products that we're going to use then, I've got a coconut carrier oil base. I love coconut for lip balms, it just blends really nicely. I've also got St. John's wort and carrot, and I'm going to use, you could use those for colour. I'm not today, I'm going to use my mica because I want a little bit of sparkle at this time of year. And then some beeswax. So I'm going to put 100 ml of my chosen carrier into my glass beaker, and I'm going to melt it in warm it and melt it in exactly the same way as I would for my soaps. So beeswax pellets then, I want 3 level teaspoons, 3 of those, and I'm going to pop that into my carrier. The reason I put the beeswax in here is to make sure that I'd scraped all of the base out. I'm going to pop my heater on, again not too high, some nice warm water, pop it in, and then the beeswax is going to melt. While that's melting, I've still got a little bit of carrier in the base here, so I'm going to add my sparkly pink, because I'm girly, into the base. Again, you don't need much. Just a little bit, so it's going to give it a bit of colour, but it's also going to give it a really, really nice sparkle. And then to this blend, I'm going to add 10 drops of my essential oils. What I've done into my bottle already is I've blended lime, lemon, litsea and orange. So I'm going to give that a mix up and just blend my oils and make my paste. I don't know if you can see how pretty that's looking. And then I'm just going to stir my beeswax pellets. As you can see, they've started to melt. It doesn't take very long. Okay, as you can see, that's nicely melted. Again, be careful in case your container's hot. Now again, I'm going to pour some of the warm oil into my essential oils and my colouring. This looks really pretty. Don't worry if it starts to set in the container, it's because it is cold. The beeswax will set fairly quickly, which is what you want. I don't know if you can see how pink that looks. It's very sparkly. Then you're just going to pour them into your container. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 of the plain colour, and then I'm going to add a couple of drops of our carrot carrier oil. As you can see, it's got a lovely golden colour. Of course, you've got the benefits of the carrier oil with this, but you've got the shimmer and the golden colour. There we are, and they're ready to pop in the fridge and cool. Then we'll pop the lids on later.